You want to know why so many Gen Z workers are getting fired left and right? Here's the truth. It's not because they're lazy or dumb, it's because no one ever taught them how to actually work in the real world. But if you understand what's really going on and fix just a few small things, you won't just survive, you'll stand out like crazy. I learned this the hard way. When I got my first job, I thought showing up on time was enough. I'd clock in, do what they told me, and leave. Easy, right? Wrong. My boss barely talked to me. One day, out of nowhere, he called me into the office and said, "This isn't working out." Just like that, I was gone. No warning, no second chance. I was so confused. But here's the part they don't want you to know. It wasn't about the work I was doing. It was about how I made other people feel. I didn't smile. I didn't ask questions. I didn't look interested. I wasn't bad. I just wasn't visible. And if they can't see your value, they'll cut you first. Most people never realize this. But you're not just hired to do tasks. You're hired to solve problems without being asked. So after I got fired, I did something different. At my next job, I made eye contact. I asked, "Is there anything else I can help with?" I said thank you more. I wrote down what I learned. It was simple stuff, but it changed everything. My manager told me, "You're one of the most reliable people here." That blew my mind. Stay with me, because in just a few moments, you'll see how this all connects. I had a friend who got fired for checking their phone too much, just scrolling TikTok between tasks. They thought no one noticed. But the truth is, everyone noticed. Managers see everything, even if they don't say anything at first. They're keeping score. And when it's time to cut people, the quiet ones who scroll get chopped first. Most people think jobs are about doing the bare minimum. Show up, do the task, leave. But the ones who get promoted, or even just keep their jobs, are the ones who do one thing extra every day. At my last job, I used to arrive 10 minutes early. Not because I'm a tryhard, but because I wanted time to breathe, to prepare. One day the manager showed up early too, saw me sitting there, already working. Guess who got asked to lead the new team project? That tiny moment changed everything. But here's what I messed up before. I used to think being quiet was the safest way to avoid attention. If no one sees me, they won't fire me, right? Wrong. Silence is dangerous. If they don't know what you're doing, they assume you're doing nothing. So now I check in once a day. "Hey, just finish this. Let me know if you need anything else." Takes 10 seconds, saves me from being forgotten. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you is the real reason some people survive layoffs and others don't. It's not talent, it's clarity. People who make their work seen get kept. People who stay silent disappear. One day I watched 3 people get laid off at once. All of them were young, smart, and did their jobs. But they had one thing in common. They never spoke up in meetings, never showed excitement, never asked questions. You could barely tell they were there, and that's why they were easy to let go. Most people never realize this. But energy matters more than skill. You can teach skills, you can't teach effort. That's why I started doing something small every week. I'd ask, "What's one thing I can learn this week to make your life easier?" That question alone kept me from being on the chopping block. I once made a mistake where I didn't double check a simple file before sending it. The boss had to fix it in front of everyone. Super embarrassing. After that, I created a little checklist. Check file name, double check dates, preview before sending. That tiny habit saved me from losing trust and my cheat. But here's the part they don't want you to know. If you just learn to communicate like a human, not a robot, you're already ahead of 80% of people. Say when you're confused. Say when you need help. Say thank you. Ask how someone's doing. These soft things, they're what keep you employed. So if you're Gen Z and you want to stop watching your friends get fired one by one, remember this. Show up with energy. Speak up with honesty. Follow up with effort. And if you've been fired already, don't panic. I've been there. It's not the end. It's the start of learning how the real game works.